Hello everyone, welcome back to Spar&Brawl. I hope you're having a relatively okay day. So as always, I'm joined by my co-host Sam, who was just telling me that there have been some riots, some violence has erupted in Northern Ireland. So Sam, what is all that about?
Yeah, that was quite a surprising thing because apparently it's been going on for a few days, but I didn't even hear about it. But there has been violence and some fighting over the last 6 days, mostly at night in Northern Ireland in Belfast between the loyalists and unionists. Loyalists are the people who want the Northern Ireland to remain part of British uh, country, and Unionists want Northern Ireland to join the rest of the Ireland in a republic. And uh, I mean, you can say there was one specific cause for these violences that erupted, and last night it reached the height of it with burning of a bus, apparently by certain loyalist people. Uh, First, let's say that all political leaders, Sinn Féin, which is a pro-union party and used to be a terrorist organization, and the Loyalist Party, they all have condemned the violence. Boris Johnson condemned the violence. The violence, part of the violence possibly can be due to the fact of the lockdown and people, being very intense and, economic situation not being good and all that. So that's certainly a, factor in all this. But the main reason that sparked all this was that there was a funeral for a Sinn Féin member who a loyalist, especially hardcore loyalist, view as a terrorist. And during lockdown, there are restrictions. Even though there are restrictions, Sinn Féin leaders and Sinn Féin members attended the funeral, and then the judiciary, the High Court, they decided not to prosecute or not to, not to take legal action against them for attending this funeral mass. So that's really sparked the anger of the loyalist group, especially the grassroots, the people, and all that.
I'm sorry,
Then
I might
on the
have
other,
missed this when you said it, but who or what was the funeral for?
it was for a Sinn Féin member who is regarded as a terrorist by the loyalist people because he was involved in activities, during the Troubles when
Mm.
there was a basically military fight between the British government and Irish separatists.
And this
Yeah.
person just passed away from natural causes.
To be honest, I'm not
Mm.
quite sure, but I think so. Yeah, I think.
And sorry
Uh,
again, and sorry if you said this, but it's the
no.
funeral, it's the attendance to this funeral that kind of initiated everything that followed.
They attended this funeral, and then the government or the judiciary decided not to prosecute or not to take legal action against
Okay,
them
yeah, yeah.
because they broke the lockdown rules.
Mm-hmm.
And as I mentioned, because of COVID and other things, but Northern Ireland during the recent years has had now we get to the second factor. The second factor is probably the EU issue because a lot of leaders of Northern Ireland are now saying that both loyalists and unionists saying that Boris Johnson wasn't honest about the deal with the EU and there are going to be checks, border checks between Northern Ireland and mainland Britain, and loyalists view that as a massive betrayal because because they say we are the same country, there shouldn't be border checks between us and all that. So that's another part. But the events that happened last night, let me read this from a newspaper I criticize a lot, but for this one I didn't have any other source, The Guardian. The loyalist gathering at Lanark Way was organized via social media, with Facebook posts shared on other platforms. Dozens of youth dressed in dark clothing gathered after 5 p.m., watched by others who appear to have come for the uh, just to watch. And one elderly woman came in a bathrobe. I don't know what was the news Uh, I don't know how that, it's interesting that they included that as part of the news. Some youth set a fire in the middle of the road while others collected rocks and distributed petrol bombs shortly before the attack on the bus. Youth from the adjacent nationalist Springfield Road area had monitored the loyalist social media posts and responded with their own barrage of rocks and bottles on loyalist districts, prompting more than a dozen police Land Rovers to seal off the interface. So, since last Friday, there has been nightly violence in parts of Northern Ireland, including in Belfast, Derry, and parts of County Antrim, fueled by loyalist anger over recent decision not to prosecute Sinn Féin leader over attendance at a mass funeral. So, yeah, I sort of understand their anger, uh, but I do think they are overreacting to a huge extent. And frankly, I think this level of violence has somewhat more to do with economic degradation and COVID crisis and all that. So that's why I mentioned that factor in the very early beginning. But that was a very interesting and very sad development that's going on in Northern Ireland, and this whole EU issue may cause, because we are seeing uh, escalation of factionalism within the UK since the Brexit. Scottish independence is becoming an issue again. People in Wales, Labour is losing Wales, and nationalists are winning, for the first time. And Northern Ireland is they have a very long history of troubles there. So hopefully this is not something that's going to continue for long, but it's not a good development. It's riots.
Yeah. Okay, nice. I had no idea about all this. This was very interesting to hear. And I guess
And
has yeah, go ahead.
just a side comment though, all of this is happening in Britain, and all the headlines of Guardian. That's why I, to be honest, was surprised that I found out about it like 5 days after violence started. But most it's about the fact that Ursula won, the EU president got snubbed by Turkey, or EU vaccination. I'm very surprised at the level of coverage this one got. Just that's just my take.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, and I guess the Boris Johnson government stuff, have they started? Has the backlashes? I mean, I feel like the Brexit thing, when it was made, they kind of were lucky with the coronavirus and all that. It hasn't been received as much attention and scrutiny, and I'm sure it's not the end of it.
Yeah, I think so. I think the corona was at economically as well, because
Mm.
even though to be honest, I'm not a big fan of pro-Remain camp. I'm not fully pro-Brexit, but I don't think it mattered that much. But at any rate, I think it helped, because there would have been an economic shock to the system when you make such a huge change.
Definitely.
And I do think he conceded a lot in his deal to EU, but Corona sort of, yeah, it's just, it's taking all the attention away from everything. So.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. I mean, we'll try to come back with some more follow-ups, or just keep our eyes on the UK and everything, and see if there are any other developments. Anything else to add?
No, not on this one.
Okay.
Hopefully, we won't see more violence. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Please feel free to leave your comments, thoughts, suggestions, everything in the comment section, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.